Ever since I played that scene, the one where Soap gets shot and his friends carry him up that mountain and scatter his ashes over the hills of Scotland, I haven't been able to shake it. Not the sadness of it, something strange than that, the feeling that it isn't actually over. Since that scene, I've always predicted Soap would come back through flashbacks in Modern Warfare 4, a clever way to keep him in the story without technically undoing his death. And I need to be upfront about something before we go any further, because it matters for where this is headed. I was wrong. He's not coming back. There's no twist where he was never in that urn. No secret extraction, no stunt double, no surprise he survived. Makarov shot him, the team spread his ashes, and that's the end of it. Full stop. And yet, almost a year later, sitting here making videos about this game every single day, watching every mission breakdown, every trailer frame, every leaked detail, I keep running into the same strange feeling. Soap doesn't feel dead to me, and for the longest time I couldn't figure out why, until I actually sat down and asked myself the question properly. Why do I keep thinking that? Here's what I landed on, and I think it's the whole reason this video exists. We've never actually seen this world without him in it. We've seen the moment he dies. We haven't seen what happens after. We haven't watched Price sit with it. We haven't seen Ghostface when nobody's around to perform strengthful. We haven't seen how Grave reacts, or Alejandro, or Valeria. All of that grief has been sitting off screen for 3 years, and I think Modern Warfare 4 is finally about to hand us the receipt for it. Because here's the thing that I don't think enough people have actually connected yet. Soap isn't in this game, but almost nothing in this game exists without him. Let's actually trace it, because once you lay it out in order, it's genuinely kind of insane how far one death reaches. Soap dies in 2023. Price, who spent 4 years operating side by side with him, who once stopped Soap from pulling the trigger on Makarov years earlier, a decision that, whether it's fair or not, ends up costing Soap his life anyway, takes that guilt and turns it into something colder. He hunts down General Shepard and puts a bullet in him. That single act gets Price branded an outlaw, and it gets Task Force 141 disbanded entirely. With the team gone, Ghost ends up running his own unit, alone, without the one person who ever actually got him to open up. And with nobody left inside 141 to push back, Kate Laswell gets room to quietly take over pieces of Shadow Company that nobody was positioned to stop her from taking. A war is now breaking out on the Korean Peninsula. Shadow Company is rebuilding under a new identity, and every single domino in that line traces back to one gunshot that you already watched happen 2 games ago. Soap didn't need to survive to shape his entire story. He just needed to die at the exact moment he did. But I don't think the reason he still feels present is just about plot mechanics. I think it's about what he actually did to the people around him while he was alive, and that's really what's slowing down on, because this is the part that paid him more than just another operator with a rifle. Take Ghost. When Soap first shows up in Modern Warfare 2, Ghost barely tolerates him, doesn't trust him, doesn't buy in. But across that game, something shifts. Ghost starts teaching Soap how to survive, how to read a room, who to trust in the field, and in return, this is the part people forget. Soap teaches Ghost something back. He pushes him to actually take ownership of his choices. He gives him a version of hope that Ghost clearly wasn't carrying around on his own. That's not a one-way mentorship. That's a real brotherhood, built slowly, and it's the closest thing we've ever got to seeing what's actually under that mask. Now, take that away. Take Soap out of the equation entirely and ask yourself what's left of Ghost. I think what's left is a man who reverts, who goes back to operating exactly the way he did before Soap ever cracked him open. And if you've seen the theory floating around that Ghost might be wearing Soap's old scarf in the Modern Warfare 4 reveal material, I think that's not just a nice visual callback. I think that's entire emotional thesis of Ghost's character in this game, worn quietly around his neck, 3 years later, and he still hasn't put it down. And Price is carrying an even heavier version of the same weight. 4 years side by side with Soap, countless missions, the kind of trust you can't fake. And when Price made the call to stop Soap from ending Makarov himself, he almost certainly believed he was making the right decision, the disciplined one, the one that kept the mission clean. Instead, that chase is part of what put Soap directly in Makarov's path years later. Price didn't pull that trigger, but I don't think that matters to him. I think he's carried that responsibility every single day since, whether it was actually his to carry or not. And I think that's exactly what pushes him past every line he'd spent 3 games walking right up to and never crossing. So here's a thought experiment. I promise it's not just me being dramatic for the sake of it. I think it actually reveals something important about why this story is the way it does. What if it hadn't been Soap? What if instead Gaz had been the one who didn't make it out of Modern Warfare 3? Picture it. Price goes rogue exactly the same way, but now it's Ghost and Soap hunting him down together, and Ghost, furious, rigid, wanting this handled by the book, is the one pushing to bring Price in by force. And Soap, the man who actually understands Price on a level Ghost never got the chance to, is the one standing in the way, saying something like, "Listen, I get it, but Price is Price. There's more going on here than what you are actually seeing." That's a completely different show. That's two men who both loved the same captain, disagreeing about how far loyalty is supposed to stretch, instead of one team quietly falling apart in a vacuum. It doesn't happen that way, but sitting with the version that didn't happen makes it so much clearer that we actually lost when the story chose Soap instead. So how do you own a character who isn't coming back? I don't think the answer is flashbacks, even though a year ago I was convinced it was. I think the answer is quieter than that. I think you show it in the empty chair nobody sits in the half-second hesitation before someone makes a call, because some part of them is still expecting Soap's voice to weigh in first. In a scarf that never comes off, in a captain who stopped following any rules at all, because the one who used to balance him out isn't there to pull him back anymore. Soap MacTavish is not walking through a door in this game. I know that, you know that, but I don't think that means he's actually gone from it. I think Modern Warfare 4 is the first time we are going to watch this entire cast live inside the shape he left behind. And honestly, that might end up saying more about who he was than any flashback ever could have. So I'll leave you with the same question I keep circling back to. Does a character have to be on screen to still be the main character of the story? Because right now, I'm not sure Soap ever really left. If you are new here, this is the kind of story I dig into every week, connecting the small details nobody else is talking about into the bigger picture. If that's your thing, stick around because we've got a lot more of this coming. Subscribe to Habit Burst, leave a like, comment, let me know what you think. Are you going to miss Soap in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4? Until next time.